Welcome to Level Up. We are taking a trip into how is art promotion done. So today I'm very privileged to have one of Malawi's sons, and he's done a number of proud things, and he's no visitor when it comes to art. Please help me welcome Q Malawezi. Welcome to Level Up.
No, thank you very much.
Yes, so we have something in common. I think we both love art, don't we?
Goes without saying.
Yes. So, mostly you are one of the people in Malawi whom we can say that they are representing us when it comes to part of arts and culture. You're going around places, and how did that journey come by for you to get yourself this platform whereby you can be invited to be at some maybe very high degree festival?
Wow, that's a big question. I would say I've been in the arts for as long as I can remember. So my journey, I'll try to be very quick.
Yes, please.
So my late dad taught me how to play guitar when I was 9 years old. He was also a storyteller and also a poet. So every evening when he came back from work, he'd pick up the guitar, start playing, start singing with my mom and my sisters, and eventually he would start teaching me how to play, and then we would trade. At the same time, I also had a great uncle who was an organ player in the Catholic Church, Maula. And when the Pope came, he was the one who played organ. So he started teaching me some basic music theory. So that's when I fell in love with music to start with. And then secondary, we boys drama.
Yes.
Boys in
Tamanga.
I fell in love with drama, theater, and then I went to school to do my A-levels with South Africa, and it just opened up, so many possibilities in terms of the arts. I was exposed to dance, to more theater, to music, and I just decided to live fully and immerse myself into the arts. So that was 1996.
Okay.
Possibly, yeah, 1996. So I've been music, being in the studio, say 1996.
Okay.
Till about now. So it's been a very, very long journey. I studied performing arts in university, two tertiary qualifications in performing arts music and contemporary music production. So those are my academic qualifications.
But why do you love art so much? Apart from the influence from dad and the uncle, but why do you love art so much?
I don't think there's an answer. It's just, I just do.
That's just you.
It's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so the most people, they would love to do art and also to be noticed, because you don't just do art for yourself. You do art to share, or maybe what you're feeling or what you want to express with others. And we have so many here in Malawi, people who are doing art in different platforms. We're talking of maybe music, the drama, talking of maybe spoken word, talking of designs, so many. But for them to get to some level, there's really a big challenge. Now, we are trying to understand the promotion, art promotion. How does work? Where do we need to start from? If one is to be, say, okay, I want to promote my art, where do we start?
I think it starts with the individual artist. You have to be very honest with yourself. Do I have what it takes? Do I have the potential? Just really, do I have the discipline to do what is needed to get done for me to get to where I need to be? I always say there are three things that you need to look at. There's talent. Talent is a gift, something you're born with.
Yes.
Something that you discover, right? Supposita talent.
Yes.
And then there's skill. Skill is something you learn. Ndio ukapanga discover talent yawe umenena kuphunzirano chani ma skills. So for example, muntu ngatoka kuti unabadwa ndi mawu abwino. Koma it doesn't mean kuti umatha kuyimba.
Yes.
Kuyimba umayena kuphunzira. Kwena kuti different parts of your voice, makala head voice, chest voice, those are so many opposite.
So that you can nurture the highs and the low notes, all those.
And it takes practice. So those are skills you learn. skills amapanga sharpen talent koma kuti uphunzire chinthu umene ukhala ndi
talent first.
yeah, discipline.
Okay.
Chifukwa palibe amene amatophunzira china chilichonse without discipline.
Okay, and then I will take you back a little bit. You mentioned of one talent and then discipline, but let's look at this person who is so much in love. He's so passionate about what he wants to do. Let's say he doesn't have much talent, as we may put it, but this person is so eager to learn the skills to make sure that they are sharpen something. Can this kind of person work in terms of maybe having whatever that I have in mind and try to take it out?
Yes and no.
Okay.
These every situation will be different. There are some artists who have made it just by being way too talented.
Okay.
the little skills that they've learned, they've taken them so far. Chifukwa level ya talent mwayo
It's too much.
Wanthawi zambiri udzapanga so notice kuti amenewo kakharacter ka discipline kamavuta.
Take us through the discipline. Discipline, you're going to ichitika modana. As you know, usamalongolole.
Yeah, outside kulongola.
What do you mean?
Discipline, I would describe it with doing what you need to do to get what you want. So if I use example yoti muntu uli ndi talent ya mawabwi, when you uphunzira kuyimba, different skills that are associated with singing. For you to learn those skills, you have to be disciplined enough. How many times are you practicing, whether a day or a week? And are you committing to those to those practices?
Yes.
If you don't have discipline, you're not going to practice. And if you're not going to practice, you're not going to learn. And then you're not going to sharpen your talent. The main is my day.
Okay.
Yes, there are some people who mwinamono di talent mwayo ndiyocheperako. Iwo angonoti nende phunzire zinthu zambiri. So abanga emphasize kwambiri to learning a lot of things, and that makes it work for them. So you have to be honest with yourself. Kuti iwe kweni you have been invested in kwambiri ndikuti. If you are clever enough and you invest in building up my skills, do develop a character discipline zikuende. And ikanena kuma skills sundu nena kuti ma skills ongo gwilizana ndi talent. When I would kuphunzira kuimba. But there's other skills that you need to learn. Bookkeeping, mbali yobanga administration, things like network. All those things are skills, soft skills and hard skills that you need to learn. Zithandizotani kubidisa talent yako batsogolo. Chifukwa if you cannot manage your talent bwino sizikuendera, it will be very, very difficult. You have to be organized.
That's very true. Now, talking of that discipline, I think at individual level, that's what you are mostly like hitting at. But now there's also this other level whereby, in my line of art that I do, there's always an industry that I need to be part of. Like there's that channel. Like okay, if I do music, then there's music industry. Like for example, we have one here in Malawi. If I'm doing, let's say it's drama, there's also that discipline that you can say, okay, let's go through this. Having these maybe one by one, you've been in the industry for some time and you have watched these, some maybe merge, some do what. How do you look at our industries in terms of growth and the skills that people have?
When I remember industry, our industry ilindima gap ambi. Komasi industry yoti is short of talent. We've got so many talented people. Gap ili antu amenanga tekubwera ndikupanga add value to the talent that's there.
Okay. And
okay, so an industry is made of several business activities, right?
Yes.
Koyambirira kwenekweneko menokhala ndi a product. Right? Or a raw material. Let's use example ngati manufacturing.
Yes.
For example, ulimi wa foja. Kuti foja isazafika kuti mpaka na ndudu.
Yes, amudzala, amulima, amupalira, amukolola, amupitsa process akagulisa.
Unchinjuko is a tobacco farmer. Right? Ku music industry or arts industry, the artists are like tobacco farmers.
Okay.
Ndiye no, what's supposed to happen? Pamino the business activities zipange take talent all the way, adding value in each step. It's very valuable. It's a product with high value. Otherwise, chimodzimodzi kumene timangogulitsira chani forger without manufacture kupanga process. So this whole processing chain, the mmene muli magapo ena ndi ena. We've got a lot of talented people. We don't have the institutions and people amene otanga tupanga processing talent yatu all the way kufika kuti yani value yake ili high. That is where our problem is. So our industry, the business activities muli magapo.
Okay. Is there someone to blame for these gaps? Because I understand you must have brushed shoulders with a number of people, artists, as well as the personnel, like people who can do something about it. Let's say at maybe that high level or policy level and stuff. Who's to blame? Do we have someone who can say, I think this one is causing this?
I think also we have to take responsibility. One thing I will say, my artists in Kumalawi kunobo, they are doing more than what they're supposed to be doing. Artist say Kumalawi kunobo. Yemweyo the fundraising director. Yemweyo artist. Yemweyo marketer. Yemweyo distributor. Yemweyo china chili chose. So by the time when an artist afuna panga album, abizenda alama zorera mu studio alivile producer whether my session artist pofika body album ija waimaliza watoba kale. It is overworked. Now you're saying okay, now he needs to get into marketing the album, doing my shows. Yemweyo also event organizer wageso kubanga negotiate ndi ma venue I am ready to sound jaja artist yemweyo but many it's not the same in other industries, and this is what we're doing as Malawian artists
So let's say we want to bring sanity, we want to bring about a change in terms of promoting our art. Where do we need to start from if we are to promote our art?
We need to look at the whole picture and identify the gaps. And because magapo amene those are business opportunities for other people to say, you know what, if I invest in the creative and cultural sector of Malawi, there's actually money, and there is a lot of money in the arts industry of Malawi.
You don't say.
Our economic contribution in terms of creative industries is estimated at 4% to the country's GDP. According to a study which was done in 2009, my copyright-based industries were contributing more to this country more than transportation, more than mining combined.
But then we very little.
Dalamazo, they are not in the pockets of
my
artists. That's where my gaps are. There is money.
Okay.
We need to know where is this money going. Sisi kupezeka madumba mwa artist bunch. Until you panga jani kuti ndalamazo zipezeka madumba mwa artists. There's a big opportunity for people with a business acumen who are looking to set up new enterprises to get into this sector as business people, not as artists. Because sometimes if you're an artist, we make very bad business people. We should be to create the art. Komano, my opportunity, we should, if you are made in the industry, jambe kuitsatsa no sector yatu, when I would kulima opportunities, I would, and start having serious conversations about investment.
Okay, so you think we are not doing much? I'm saying we are not, as in I'm putting myself in the part of artists. We're not doing much in terms of convincing those who can come in and invest in business.
Sinchiro yatu kweni, right? We need to look at the ecosystem. Okay, creative ecosystem or creative economy yatu iwenda bunch. Who are the stakeholders? Tikapita mbalia kuboma, which ministries or agencies or parastatals amenalindima policies amenapanga affect jani sector yatwe.
Yes.
For example, MACRA, right? Ratio ya local versus international content to be played
on our local radios,
my broadcasters will know.
Yes.
You go back to enforce it, because every time content is played by a broadcaster, it's making money. So which means if we are playing local content, it's generating more money for our local artists. If we are playing more international, it's generating money for international artists because they still get paid. Beyonce gets paid from Malawi. All these Jay-Z's, whoever, they're getting paid from Malawi as long as we're playing their music here.
Okay.
Now, are we proud enough of ourselves and our content? Going up with my radio stations, if you as radio station will be playing 90% local content. Kwena kuti we should be generating money for our local jet. And can that be enforced? So when we start looking at the different stakeholders, everyone has a part to play.
Yes.
Koma, we need to currently visually modes yoti everyone buys into this is where we want to get to, and this is the game plan. Whether Vision 2063 is it, we need to know how is it relevant to us ngati sector yathu.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So we cannot point blame at a single person, but we all have a role to play kwena kuti sector yathu ipite patsogolo.
Okay.
And ife amene tili mu sector ndi amene tingathandiza kuwaunikira adindo athu osiyana-siyana kuti ma opportunities amene ali mu sector yathu ndi awawa. Aboma zikomo kwambiri, you're doing work. Koma, this is what we need. We need our arts council, you know. We need infrastructure. Artists, where do they perform? BICC is not a venue for artists. Artists, how many artists can pay for auditorium each? Very few. We used to have Blanc French Cultural Center, which was accessible, and it created a good vibe in terms of my live performances of Blantyre. What happened? It wasn't protected, vandalized. Bagandabana is in a very bad state. In the capital city, we don't have a national arts theater. We don't have a gallery, national gallery.
Which is very sorry.
So zinthu ngati zizi, so issue ngati imene ndoyotenga nota kuboma. Kunoti we're in the capital city. We need a national theater.
Okay, so I should believe that kuti artists afike bodo yankula boma ndikuvera. It means to do one actually is an artist of substance. Let's say in this case there might be just a few. You as Q, in your capacity, have you done anything in terms of mentioning, maybe trying to guide the, let's say in this case, let's say government or someone of power in this area to say, if we can do this, I think we can create a very good platform for our artists in terms of the revenue generation and the like.
I do my best to use every opportunity to have these conversations. The different authorities, whether be it in government, in the development sector. I've been involved in cultural policy. I've been involved in the Copyright Act. I've been involved in lobbying for different things here, both publicly and also privately. So opportunity igafika, I am always there. I've been working closely as well with our line ministry. Kuona kuti zinthu zina ndi zina tingatothandizana bwanji. So yes, I do that. I just don't.
Yeah. Okay. So with your experience, I mean, with your interactions, tikulupire or the kandima ngona kuti something of this maybe can happen anytime soon, like with your conversations that we've had with different people.
We can only hope. You know, we can only hope. Komano, I think if etomwe ti yesetse tone kuti how can we create our own ecosystem that works for us,
yes,
as artists. Chifukwa pena pakeso ka mentality ka dependence kangathodzati kweli. Chifukwa if we're always waiting for government to do something, we might wait forever. Chifukwa government is currently my priorities out. So ngati panopa, is there a way where mwina ngati sector we can come together and say, okay, we need venue yoti il accessible.
Your
yes. I'll give you an example. You know ku BICC kuja ku amphitheater kuja.
Yes.
You know chimeje chili manja mwa si you know kama manja mwa BICC.
Okay.
Department of Arts and Crafts is supposed to be managing that. So that if you're ngati ma artists, we can access venue ngati manage at a very low cost. Not as ndarama mene that will pay to judge to Motsi Park or BICC. So ndizi nthu ngati zimene zozo kuneti okay. Munena kuti chinthu ichi amphitheater. In fact, there used to be one Asanabange construct the facility you're saying.
Yes.
Nanena kuti poti timanga construct over this timanga amphitheater ina. Chifukwa imene anapasula inali chani under the Department of Arts and Crafts. Anali malo athu amene ajawa. Kungoti city makuitsira ntchito.
And you only need to know.
And a lot of people didn't know.
Yes.
We know there was an amphitheater in City Center that was accessible. Now we've got that place as a venue. We need to push Gwena Wuti ipite manja mwa the Department of Arts, and we know that it's being managed because it's also not in a very good state. So but it into what we call low hanging fruit that we need to okay, this can be done now. Short, middle, long term. We need to have a strategy. What are the things we can do now? What are the things we can do in 3 years? And what are the things that we need to be thinking about that maybe the benefits if it is a bit.
Okay, so kuumana kabana magulama artists onena kuti atabwera pamodzi ndikupanga chinthu chimodzi chonena kuti ichi chitithandize memonene kuti sitingakhale we cannot just do all at once. We need to have maybe my terms and okay, these are short terms. Good, as we are trying to work on this one, let's make sure we at least first of to kind of breathing space. In the meantime, do you have such groupings? One of the advantage most it's just WhatsApp groups whereby people they come and they talk. It ends there.
We like talking. We like WhatsApp groups. We like showing off our knowledge, but we don't like doing.
That I agree. Showing off knowledge.
For action, you find it's 2-3 people.
But what else can we do? Let's say 2-3 people have met. It means these people, that they're feeling that pain. I think we need to do something. Should we say if they're not coming forth, then we just leave it like that? What else can we do to promote our art?
I think for me, Choyamba is we need to get it right. We need to get our art right. By that I mean whatever we are creating needs to be special. It needs to have identity. This is a proudly Malawian product. Once we get that right, it's interesting that a good product does 50% of the job. You see what I mean? But when you win a product, then you have to put in a lot of marketing just to convince people. But when something is good and you've gotten it right in the beginning, it does a lot of the work for you. So I think as artists and content creators, we really need to dig deep. Who are we? What is our heritage? What are our traditions? And how can we let those inform output yet? I'll give you an interesting example. 2011, I was performing to a festival in Zimbabwe called Haifa, Harare International Festival of Arts. Kumenego, I came across a cultural group, Yagule Wankulu. Amala wamenabita ku Zimbabwe.
Kumigodi.
True women Yagule Wankulu, they were not very good, obviously. But we were not very good.
Anaiwala.
Koma, true Yagule Wankulu imene by that time had performed on every single continent on this earth.
Okay. And they were carrying flag of Malawi. They were Zimbabwean flag.
No, they were Malawians who went to Zimbabwe, but they were carrying the flag of Gule Wankulu. All they danced was Gule Wankulu. They took the story of Gule Wankulu and they have toured the world.
But our Gule Wankulu is just sitting home. Okay.
This is Fusa Kuti. Ndarama zili kutiko. Where is the potential?
Okay, so for artists here, let's say we're trying to start a movement, Panova, we want to see change. Iwayo as Q, what can you say? Well, let's say within that is just coming in. I'm doing this not just for me, but I want my product to represent Malawi at different levels, and my festivals, and my competitions. What can you tell this artist? Could he, if his art or her art is to be well promoted and to be acknowledged?
To be true to himself or herself. Yeah. If it would be very difficult for, let's say, Oyimba. Okay, let's take example Yarek. If we think of maybe non-Jamaican reggae artists who've made it very, very big. I mean, who made it big? One, maybe they came from a country, kunali market yeah, music, yes. For example, South Africa, where like I do.
Yes. Jambos.
the jumbos. South Africa is a big market. You know, a South African artist can make a good living from the South African market. Bas. Nigeria, the same, from the Nigerian bas.
Yes.
Yeah. Other maybe small Kenya, big market as well. I think Tanzania is doing pretty well. Koma kunogo market ya tusia igulu. So, zinthu zimene artists talk malanga take blow nazo kunogo. You'd be surprised kuti they might not work outside Malawi.
Yes.
Chifukwa, people will be saying, you're saying kuti you're from Malawi, but you are sounding like you're from New York. It's confusing.
They'll be questioning the originality of the project.
They'll be questioning authenticity. So these are things that we really need to start thinking about. Okay, fine, you're influenced by all these genres, etc., etc. But still, how can you, if it's music, maybe body yako production or Google, you know, what can you do to at least bring out that thing that is unique? When you take your product anywhere else, people will be like, yeah, that's nice, that's different. Where's that from? Okay. And when you say Malawi, people say, okay, we get it.
Okay.
So, what I say, you have to get it right. And you have to take a lot of time to discover yourself. You have to take a lot of time and be very, very patient. It doesn't happen overnight.
Now, very interesting. That information of genre. Can we say we have a genre of music which you can say, okay, I'm doing this genre is specific to Malawi?
We have a lot of musical traditions that we can draw from. Malawi is very diverse kwena kuti ingatokhala ndi genre imodzi. Chifukwa ati ndi mitundu yosiyana. Even when you just think kuti from north to the south, when you think of the cultural, the traditional music or the musical heritages, ndizosiyana kwambiri. You know, when we go to the north, even from the time signatures, for example, vimbuza, you know, those rhythms which are ngati 6/8 tikabwera ku central and you know, yeah. When we go to the south, you know, you will hear my sounds of Zimbabwe because the Senas and Shonas,
they're called Mbila.
Yeah, it's a similar. It's a similar. They draw from the same spirit. So Malawi is very, very diverse, and our diversity is actually that's where our wealth is. We need to tap into that diversity. What can we create with all these rich cultural influences that we have? That's what we need to do.
So we cannot become famous by singing someone like sounding like Chris Brown, but
Chris Brown will always be Chris Brown. You can never be Chris Brown.
I will only imitate Chris Brown.
You can only be a bad imitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you have Kweza Arts.
Yes.
You have Kweza Connect, especially, whereby you bring in different artists for issue of connections.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of that in the first place?
I think, as the name says, Kweza Connects, we need to connect. Ngati sector. Right? One of the things you manage to bweteka nchakuti siti kudziwa kuti wakuti ali ndi chani akupanga chani. So as a sector, we need to know, we need to develop my connections, we need to know who's doing what. My opportunities akabwera tidziuzana, tidzithandizana, so kuti okay, there's this opportunity, what do you need? I mean, often apply for grant in ndani, or maybe we ungatobanga partner ndi munthu uyu. So that is what Kweza Connects does. Not just that, Dakarubanga sort of my different topics, for example, mental health, the issues of finance, insurance, you know, for example, recording this program using expensive cameras, you know, you know, are you covered? You know? So these are things that we need to be discussing, and that is why Kweza Connects is there. Could also tizingo chilaso veno. And I say, Popo, long time, haven't seen you in a while. What are you up to? Komaso to connect with other sectors and other stakeholders. I mean, abanga affect jani sector yato. So that's what Kweza Connects is there to do.
Proudly, what would you say Kweza Connect has brought? Like, let's say, since its start.
I would say cohesion. The people who've been coming to Kweza Connects, I think, are becoming much more of a community. They are having conversations, they're talking, they're exploring more collaborations. Quite fair, that is an achievement. It might not be something very tangible, but those connections what will make this industry an industry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, in terms of artists from Malawi, do you receive as the support that you needed, or what's the response from the artists in regard to the Kweza Connect?
It's been very positive. I would say, as a company, Kweza, we're there to provide services for the creative sector, for my artists, content creators, or just practitioners in the creative and cultural sector. That's our job. So our products, Ngati Kweza Connects, is doing that. We'll have other products, Kweza Expo next year that we'll be launching, where we'll be exhibiting my services in my products, mu sector to government, to other businesses, hopefully other international buyers, and also other potential investors. So that's another product that we're working on.
Okay, if one is to ask you, can you make any commitment to someone to say, as you are coming in as an artist, I can maybe help you doing A, B, C, D, whether knowledge or something. Can you make any commitment towards someone who's so eager to say, okay, I would love to meet Q so that Antennis maybe Bankanya good.
Commitment, the commitment we can make is we can commit to sitting down with them and hearing them out. Chifukwa, we are not necessarily there to do the groundwork for an artist. We are there to give them knowledge. When I would, oh, this is what you want to do. Okay, check out this website. Oh, there's this book. Go through it, because we need to be reading. My artists are gonna sit on the wedding. And we always want other people to do stuff for us, but we need to start teaching ourselves into Zin and Zin. So the things we can commit to is to give them access to knowledge, or maybe expertise in our network, someone that we know, or point them in a direction that they should go in. So those are things that we are doing that we actually don't even need to commit to doing. Okay. We're doing those on a daily basis.
So, you feel like maybe you feel like there's this that could have been done in terms of art promotion. And what would that be?
Nkani ama venue. My artists, especially my performing artists, we are homeless. Even visual artists. If you think you're going to aziboli, my wooden sculptures, akugulitsa malotani. Agulitsa maloti osa beleka ulimu. So, and that affects value. Painting, imene muntanga to gula on the side of the road, how much they can pay for it in a gallery is very different. A painting in a gallery will be perceived to be much more valuable than a painting on the side of the road. We are artists who are on the side of the road, who are applying our trade on the side of the road. We are performing in bars, we are performing in makeshift venues. We don't have venue yoti batole mwena wuditi wabudi except the few who can afford BICC. But also BICC is not a music venue, it's a conferencing thing. Okay, 50,000, yes, it's worth it. The infrastructure that is needed for our sector to thrive, and even my organizations, is for programming. When artists and practitioners do not have physical places where they can ply their trade.
Okay, a word or two to industries in Malawi for them to grow.
Be proud in Malawi.
All right, we need authenticity if our product, our art product, is to be recognized elsewhere, and it needs to start with us artists. That's the parting shot from Q, and this has been Jacob Chimulala bringing you Level Up from DBR Studios with help from Endless as well as Great Moments. So till next time, let's grow together.